So the picture that you guys have in your notes, so we're talking today about, guys, so we're talking about grasshoppers, but really the parts that we're going to talk about here are sort of general parts of most adult insects. So what we look at in the grasshopper also applies to a fly or a ladybug or other types of insects. So if we look at an insect, first let's talk about the body sections. Like I said earlier, how many body sections does an insect have? Three. And the three parts are the head, okay, which contains the antenna, the mouth parts, the eyes, all those things are in the head. The next part, I'm just trying to advance this slide, it's not working. So the second part, where all the legs and the wings attach, is called the thorax. And then the last part back here, this longer part of this grasshopper, that's called the abdomen. That's where the reproductive organs are located, and some of the respiratory organs and digestive organs. So those are the three main body sections that all insects have: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. We start at the head end. Insects generally have antennae that they use for what? What are the antennae do in an insect? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, to detect, to sort of, they have receptors that are sensitive to various molecules, almost like a sense of smell, but they're a sense organ. 5.
The eye.
The eye. Now, do you know anything about an insect's eye, Lily?
It looks all like it looks like back there.
Yeah, it has many lenses in it. It's called a compound eye. And, it's really hard to say, like, what, people always say, well, what does it look like for when an insect sees something? We really can't comprehend that. It's not part of our view. But having these compound eyes gives them a very wide field of vision, that they can see a very wide area around them, which is helpful in avoiding predators or things like that.
I remember when I was like 2, I read a book, How to Be a Fly, and it showed us how.
Yeah. People like say there's a whole bunch of them they go to spot. It's hard to say how their nervous system like interprets all of these smaller images. Lily?
Like this morning, I got up and I saw a fly in my room, and it was like buzzing everywhere. It like, can the fly see? Because like it was looked like it was blind. It was like buzzing everywhere.
Yeah, they can see. Down here we have the mouth parts, and they are adapted depending on the insect. They're adapted to different functions. Some insects eat mostly leaves, and they have mouth parts that are adapted to sort of cutting through leaves and chewing it up. Others may eat other types of animals, and so it just sort of depends on the insect what its mouth is adapted for. Back here on the abdomen, number 7 shows these little holes in the abdomen of a grasshopper. They're called the spiracle. And can you guess what they do? Sophia?
Like, wait. No, those are crickets. Never mind.
Brendan? Yeah, they're for breathing. They take air in through these small holes in their abdomen so they can get the oxygen that they need. They don't have lungs. They take in air into these spiracles, and then oxygen diffuses into it.
So the spirituals like little lungs?
Not quite like lungs, they're just an opening. So they're not like an organ, but they're just an opening into the insect. Number 8 is an organ at the end of the insect's abdomen. It's called the ovipositor, and this is found in female insects for depositing eggs. Okay, insects reproduce sexually. Okay, eggs released from the female have to be fertilized by the male, and so those eggs are released through this end of the abdomen called the ovipositor. And this prefix ova means eggs. Many insects have wings. Often, so you see them up here in this grasshopper, often they're forewings, and sometimes the upper wing covers up the lower wing and helps to protect it. For example, in a ladybug, the part you see that's red and spotted, you know what that is?
The protector of the wings.
It's not a shell, it's actually a wing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the upper wing, which is sort of hard and thick, because when a ladybug flies, those two wings sort of flip up, and then the smaller wings below them that are actually used for flying can actually work. And when it lands, it sort of closes it all up to help protect those wings. Then obviously the legs. There are 6 legs in an insect attached to the thorax that they use for moving around.
Never mind.
Really?
What if the grasshoppers we're gonna dissect are still
They're
alive?
not. So
What-
again, if you just look at a different view, the head, the thorax, the abdomen, you have the eyes and the antenna on the head, you have the legs and wings attached to the thorax, and then the abdomen with the spiracles at the rear part of the Sophia?
Guess what I learned?
That spiracles are used for breathing?
No, that milk does not help your bones or something like that.
I don't know if that's actually true.
That's what the science teacher told my brother.
That's what I learned.
That milk what?
Doesn't help your bones.
Yes.
I don't know if I would.
I don't know, ask Ryan, science